The next project that we'll pitch is called Always On. Always On. Can you bring in the panels for Always On? So your 5 minutes start as soon as you speak the first word.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What I'd like to do is take you to 3 years' time and look at this press release. October 28th, 2013. Manchester United have launched Man U Citibank with 50,000 initial accounts on the first day. With their enormous global fan base of 5 million people, they expect to grow the accounts to 150,000 within 2 years. Dave Gill commented that Manchester United Football Club's bank is ideally suited to providing a rich banking experience that capitalizes on the strength of our brand and targets the global fan base. He also plans to roll out the same banking concept to other franchises. Bank on Us platform has allowed them to launch innovative new banking products, such as a short-term loan collateralized on the season ticket holders. If you want to know about this, we can give you more details going forward. How did they do this? They did this using the Bank on Us, which is one banking platform, a core banking platform in the cloud, a standardized, compliant, knowledgeable, open environment.
So why now? Why us? The Bank on Us platform is a business innovation. It's not a technical innovation. The technology is now here. The technology readiness is here with the cloud services and the resilience in that technology. The time to deploy a platform like this can be as short as 12 months. And here within the team, we have the technical experience as well as the banking experience and a knowledge base behind to launch such a platform. The compelling event we can see here is that we're creating an open platform and creating a new market. We give a banking platform that has access to people such as church groups. There's 4,300 faith groups around the world. We can provide a banking platform for brands that have strong brand loyalty, such as Amazon or Walmart. Walmart controls 7.7% of the US retail market. Amazon has a prediction of 20% of the US population will use Amazon by 2013. And what we're doing is now actually not displacing a market, but actually growing a market and fragmenting the banking market. And it allows anyone, banks that want to move to new segments, new geographies, banks that want to resegment themselves and put new brands forward. It allows banks to move to new services that they can't do themselves, or smaller banks don't have the funds to do themselves. So it's actually a creation of a new market. In fact, the Bank on Us platform can allow anyone to open a bank and start banking the underbanked. So the always-on platform allows customers in multiple banks to work on the same platform. They can transfer between banks. Banks can transfer customers between banks and start syndicating out their risk and their services and their customers depending on their own needs.
So what might you say is, what is always on? So here we have a short, most of you will recognize a little balance sheet here. So what the banks do is they look after the strategy, they look after their sales, they look after product development, customer service, capital investment, the regulatory burden, and they put up the capital. But they, from an operating perspective, they have an OPEX based on the always-on bank. The always-on bank aggregates the business best practices, the processes, the knowledge base. It provides the standardized technology, and it provides the regulatory compliant network and information. So it's a combination of technology and the business knowledge. And that would be, of course, having the CapEx costs. Initially, we're looking for a core investment of $5 million to establish the idea, market it to Manchester United and other football or sports franchises, particularly in the UK and the US. Then we will look for an additional 250 to make it a real concept. I'm going to hand over to our banker for a final word.
All right. What's the end result of this? What are we getting out of it? Well, number one, we get a greater diversity of banking providers, right? That each niche can focus a lot better on their specific customer segment, providing a lot better service to their customers because they're focusing on innovations and business delivery to that client segment. But the unique thing about this as well, that we're able to provide ability to transfer sort of customers, like customer syndication, right, where the infrastructure can get access to other new customer segments very easily, as well as risk syndication. Let's say loans, the banks giving fewer loans in the US. Now we have private equity funds coming up with structures. They can plug into this to plug the gap without impacting the overall efficiency of the overall platform, while scale is provided and access to the same segment.
Perfect timing. Very good, very good. Let's ask our judge panel. Clicker, clicker, clicker. Can you move forward a slide, please? We'll not wait for the slide. Show me the money. Whoa. Wow. Look at this. 3 big bags and 2 smaller bags. I'll pick out somebody else from the jury. Sean, why a big bag?
I worked with this team a little bit during the week. I think it's a great idea. The big problem with banking for new entrants is that before you get to the starting line, you have to spend an enormous amount of time and money. And so basically and doing things that don't really innovate, just sort of getting to that starting line. I think this is a great solution to a real problem in the world, is that there's not enough competition and sort of new entrants and vibrancy in banking. And where that's needed is at the front, where they said, where the users of this platform can innovate. The core plumbing is a classic scalable platform type business. So, it's ambitious. It's not easy to execute, but I think it's a great idea.
And Jennifer, what was your reason why you did not put the big bag of money?
I wondered why it would take 12 months, because with the cloud, everything's supposed to happen really quickly. And I wondered if that wouldn't be a turnoff or delay people from making decisions. So I wanted to see something that was a little bit quicker.
Okay,
just quick.
One more.
So there were 3 things I really liked, because I did work with a little bit with the team. One was what you tend to find with successful businesses is that they mirror in other ways what's already, sort of metaphors that are already in existence. And what this does is that it makes banking almost like a blade server deployment. You come in, you swap out, you swap in very quickly. The other thing that I really liked about it was that the ability to syndicate across the banking value chain is fascinating. You can syndicate customers, you can syndicate risk, you can take customer segmentation and start to slice and dice it in a very unusual way. I think to Jennifer's point about the ease of deployment, certainly the first 3, 4, 5 customers, that may take a little bit longer. You learn, you recycle your learning. Yeah, I think it gets a little bit faster. But for me, I like this domain expertise. There's recognition that it's business model innovation. I'm supposed to start trying to think that it's all technology. I thought very highly of this idea.
Okay, thank you very much. And now a couple of minutes for the jury to Q&A the panel.
From a consumer perspective, what does this offer that MBNA doesn't offer? So MBNA, for your information, does affinity cards. They can do a card program for Manchester United that gives you a card. It sponsors your club. It gets you cash. It gets you payments. It gets you credit. All of that stuff with the affinity angle in it.
I think from our perspective, what we want to do is move away from the franchise and actually to the banking model. In that particular case, what Manchester United are doing is they're getting a small element of the fees. They're not being able to manage the process. If we go into this idea on the season tickets, the football clubs, the season tickets now are swipe cards. Most people in the demographic, they've paid on a weekly basis. Often they want a small loan on that weekly basis. They have much more incentive to pay that loan back because they're not going to get to see the club on Saturday. And you can actually target and market those club seats. There's an actual live market price, £65, dependent on the time of the match. You can easily switch out those loans. So this is why you can provide those innovative products.
The platform provides more than just cards. It's the whole core banking platform. So it allows people to go into mobile banking, internet banking, branch banking, any type of channel that they want to operate in and actually set up a bank rather than just an affinity card. It's actually their own bank. And I just wanted to clarify a point on Jennifer. The 12 months to deploy is actually the 12 months to set up the banking platform, not to bring a customer on board.
Okay.
The customer on board is a cloud, it's instant.
Okay.
More questions? Ian?
Yeah, just two very quick questions. Did you consider the revenue model for the platform? And secondly, you got down there a regulatory compliant platform. Which jurisdiction within the G20 were you actually thinking about in that respect?
Okay, well, latter question first. What we thought was, as part of our initial investment, we would identify which regulatory environment we wanted to go for. In this particular case, probably the UK, because we felt that there was a big market there. But then we'd want to copy the model, go to, for example, on the sport franchises, go to another place which had strong sport franchises. In terms of the regulation, sorry, your first question.
Revenue.
Revenue, okay. What we felt was we would charge, again, on a per transaction basis. We did some calculations yesterday which said that from the customer base, we think if we launch the first one at 50,000, that's not going to be a money-making opportunity because of the capex initially involved. But we anticipate that you could probably make revenue for always on once you get to about 200,000 account holders. So yes, you need to seed the first couple of customers, but then it then becomes revenue generating on a per transaction basis.
Okay, I have to wrap up in the interest of time. Big applause for this team. And we do the applause meter. Tanya, can you bring it back in? Thank you. It still works? Okay. So give your applause for this team. That's more. That's an 8. 8. I heard an 8. Yeah. Thank you very much. Roll back. Thank you. Roll back the panels and we go for the next team.